Okay, let's start with the lecture number 1. So it is a motion of the one dimension that we are going to be do. So in this one, we are going to be discuss about the difference between distance and the displacement. So so let's try to keep the things very simple. What the difference between distance and the displacement is? Distance is, let's suppose that this pen I have it and I move this pen from here to here. I started from here and I bring it here. So the distance is actually what the actual path length that the pen has traveled to reach it here. This is the actual distance is, so that is the actual path length that is traveled. In your car, if you had odometer, that measure the how much the distance traveled by the car. So this is the distance. It nothing to do with the uh, any kind of the direction. So it is just a scalar quantity. It just talked about the magnitude of how big the things are, and it is measured in the unit is meters. So the distance is actual path covered. So if you are moving the car from the market to the again you come to the home and something. So distance is how much the length that you covered. So and you reach it here. So this is the distance that we have it. It is a scalar quantity. It is always be positive and it is the actual path length that it is traveled. So it is just measurement of how much magnitude it is. So this is a distance that we have it. Then we talked about the displacement. Displacement is, so I started from the pan and it goes here and it come here. So the displacement is actually from starting point, ending point. What the shortest distance between these two ends? I started from here, ended here. The shortest distance, and it is a vector quantity. I am pointing out the direction with that. So it is starting here, ending here. So the shortest path between the path length between the starting and the ending point. This is we call it a displacement. In a simple term, this is we have the displacement. So it is a vector quantity because I am pointing out, and it is the telling you the how much magnitude it is. It is also the unit is the meter. We same unit for the distance, and the displacement also has the same unit. And it is a vector quantity. It is have the direction, so it can be negative also. It can be positive also. Negative, I mean to say that. So let's suppose this direction I define it positive. So before the pen goes here, and this is the displacement is this way. So let's suppose it is 30 centimeters. So I moved from here to here. That is positive 30 centimeter. But let's suppose I bring the pen here and put it here on the back side. So because this is the left side of the starting point, so this is the negative displacement. Let's suppose negative 30 meter. So centimeters. So it is the point basically you started from here, you go on the back side. So the displacement is negative that you have it. To understand more better way, let's try to come on the screen. And so this is the distance and the displacement are 0. This is not moving right now. And let's suppose I click it here. And as you can see, it is moving in this specific direction and it stopped here. So the distance and the displacement are both are the same in this case because the same direction that you're moving, you haven't tried to move on the back side. So the distance is the same as displacement in the magnitude point of view. So now let's suppose I click it here. Now it come actually at this point. Now the blue arrow that you can see right now, this is the displacement, that is the shortest path length, and this is a vector quantity. And the distance is actually the red length that the how much the that you traveled. So this is a displacement, and displacement will tell just the position from the starting point and where you end that. It never depend upon the path covered, how much the path in which direction that. Let's suppose I click it here. So the displacement is actually, this is the displacement right now, and the distance is this much. So this is the better way to understand that one. And now let me come to this one. So you can get the difference between distance and the displacement that we have it. Distance is the total actual path covered, and the shortest path is the displacement between initial and the final point that we have it. And even they have made the diagram, This is the blue arrow they have shown. This is displacement. The red is the distance that they covered it over there. And it is a scalar quantity. It is a vector quantity. Vector quantity had the both the direction. We will talk it later more about to represent the vector quantities, how we are going to do that one. But this is a vector quantity. Depend upon the initial path, actual path covered. It is independent upon the actual. It just depend upon the initial and the final position, and it is always positive. It can never be zero or negative quantity. The distance. Displacement can be negative zero also. When it is will be zero, let's suppose I start the pen here and it moved here and again. So I start from here and it moved here and it again come to the same position. So initial and final point are the same. So actually there is no distance. Means that there is no displacement that you moved it over there. So the displacement is zero in that case. That you have to understand. So displacement can be zero. It can be negative also. Just right now that I shown it, when the pen is on the uh, just from the left side, we take it the left side is negative. It's your sign convention. You can choose it any of them. But I'm taking the left side is negative from the starting point. If it is anything on this side, I'm going to take the positive displacement. This is negative displacement. So this is the basic idea that you should have that. So the displacement can be negative. You started from your house, go to the market, and you come again. So to your house. So actually, you haven't, your displacement is zero. You started from this house and you come at this point only. So your displacement is actually zero, and it is a vector quantity that also you have to keep in the mind. So the distance can be zero also, can be displacement can be zero also. So the next point is the distance is always greater than the displacement. It can be equal when the direction of the object that is not changing. It can be. It is possible that we have it. So these are the few other things.